Hello everyone. Today we are going to start chapter number 3 of biology class 11th, that is the plant kingdom, one of the most easiest chapter of class 11th. This video will mainly be focusing on the NEET and the CBSE syllabus. So, without any delay, let's begin up with the chapter. I have shown you one picture over here. Can you see this picture? So, in this picture, you can imagine how the plant looks like. You might have seen the plants all around since you are born. And have you ever wondered that why we call these creatures only the plants? What are the characteristics that these organisms show? So, in this chapter, we shall be exploring all these facts about the plants. So, to begin up with, what is a plant? We all know that plant is multicellular. So, plant is something which is multicellular, means that it is made up of more than one type of a cell and more than one cell. Secondly, it is photosynthetic. We all know that plants can make their own food by a process called photosynthesis. है ना? So, plants are photosynthetic. Now, what do they need for photosynthesis? They need a pigment, the green pigment, to absorb the light from the atmosphere, and that green pigment is termed as chlorophyll. So a plant is something in which chlorophyll is present. They perform photosynthesis and they are multicellular. Now the fourth is that the cell wall is present in the plants, means that there is a outer layer around a cell membrane. Wait, let me draw it. Now suppose that this is a cell membrane and this is a cell and this is a cell membrane. Now outside there is one more layer, okay, a tough layer which is known as cell wall. So in plants, cell wall is present. However, it is absent in animals. Okay, so I hope that it's clear now. So plants are multicellular, made up of more than one cell. Plants are photosynthetic, can prepare their own food. Plants have the cell wall, and plants have a pigment, that is chlorophyll, to absorb the sunlight to make their own food. Now, classification of the plants, which is the second topic. Now, when the study about the plants began, the scientists, they were confused. Now, do why were they confused? Because they were confused because they were very, very wondering that how they are gonna to study each and every plant which is present on this earth. There are millions of plants. So they thought that why not to classify the plants. Now, what is classification? Now, classification is a scientific method. Okay, so means that it is a scientific method of arranging organisms into groups and subgroups. Now, suppose that there is a class. In class, we have three types of students, we all know. First are toppers, mediocres, and below average students. Now, suppose that a principal um, calls the students, principal wants to meet the topper students. So, in spite of calling the individual name of the students, he will simply say that call the toppers in my room. है ना? So what he have done that in spite of calling each and every individual student, he have made an entire group of toppers. So in that simple way only, we can classify, or means that we can group the organisms, or we can group the plants to make their study more easier. Okay, and convenient also. So what is the purpose of classification? To make the study of general characteristics of the organisms easy. Okay, so now when the scientists they starts classifying the organisms, they were very happy. So the classification, how they have classified the plants. Suppose I have already told you that it is a scientific method, means that there must be the parameters. We cannot classify the organisms without any parameters or the way we want. We need some parameters. We need a scientific method. We need a scientific approach of classification. Now, scientists have classified the plants into two groups. The first is cryptogams. Now, what are cryptogams? Now, cryptogams are those plants in which the seeds are not present. So, they are seedless plants. Am I clear to you? This term is very much important, cryptogams, and the meaning holds a lot of potential for coming in the competitive exams. So cryptogams are what? Cryptogams are those plants which do not have the seed. Simple. Now the second is that phanerogams. Now what are phanerogams? Phanerogams are those plants which have the seeds. Okay, so they are seeded plants. Now we have further classified cryptogams into three categories which we study. Okay, wait. The first category is Thellophyta, the second category is Bryophyta, and the third category is Pteridophyta. So we will study each and every category in detail. Okay. Then scientists have classified phanerogams also into two categories. Okay. The first category, that whether they have the naked seeds. Now suppose that if there is a seed, so whether it is enclosed in a fruit or not. So we find the seeds enclosed in a fruit. If you have seen the mango, so might have seen that the seed is within the fruit. Okay. So the next parameter which the scientist uses, that whether the seeds are naked, means that whether the seeds are uncovered or whether the seeds are enclosed in the fruits. Okay. So the plants in which there was a naked seed, okay, they were known as gymnosperms, and the plants in which the seeds are enclosed in the fruits, okay, they were called angiosperms. Okay, so the first scientists have classified the plants based on the presence or the absence of the seed. If the seeds are present in the plants, they are known as phanerogams. If the seeds are absent, they are known as cryptogams. Now, cryptogams were further divided into three categories: Thellophyta, Bryophyta, and Pteridophyta. And the scientists have classified phanerogams into two categories based on the fact that whether the seeds are enclosed in a fruit or whether the seeds are naked. If the seeds are naked, scientists call those plants gymnosperms, and if the seeds were enclosed in the fruits, they were called as angiosperms. So I hope that till here it's clear. Now, moving on to the question. The first question which had already came in the NEET, that is that in which plants exposed ovules are being found? In which plants exposed ovules are being found? I am giving you 1 minute time to think upon this question. We have just now done this. Okay, so what is the meaning of exposed ovules? We know that ovules forms what? Ovules forms what? Seeds. We have already done this in class 10, that ovules they develop into seeds. What is the meaning of exposed ovules? Exposed ovules means that seeds are uncovered, or in the other sense that seeds are naked. Okay, seeds are what? Seeds are naked. Now, in which plants the naked seeds are being found? So in this way we have to interpret this question. Okay, so in which plants now the naked seeds are being found? Bryophytes? No, we know that in bryophytes seeds are not formed. We have pteridophytes. We know that in pteridophytes also seeds are not formed. Now, the remaining are gymnosperms and angiosperms. We know that in angiosperms, the seeds are enclosed in a fruit. I have given you the example also. So, Angiosperm will not be the correct answer, so our correct answer will be gymnosperms. So I hope that it's clear now. Okay. Now moving on to the next. The division Thallophyta, which is the first division in the plant kingdom. So can you see this beautiful picture which is present on the screen? Can you see this greenish layer on the water? What is it? It is algae. We might have observed algae when there is a rainy season or somewhere when there is a lot of moisture. In those places we might have observed. So this is algae. Now why I'm talking about this algae, because it is one of the member of division Thallophyta. So Thallophyta, it includes which plants? Thallophyta includes algae. Thallophyta includes some of the slime molds. Thallophyta includes some of the bacterias, and Thallophyta includes lichens. What is lichen? It is a symbiotic relationship of algae and fungi. Okay, now one another question you might be wondering, that why bacteria and slime molds are in this, because there are some of the slime molds and some of the bacterias which have few characteristics like the plants, and scientists till now they are being confused that in which category they have to put these organisms. So for now they have put these organisms in division Thallophyta, but in future let's hope that we do not find them in this division. Okay, major the plant which we study in this is that algae. Algae is the major plant which we study in division Thallophyta. Now, what is the characteristics of the algae? First of all, algae have chlorophyll. That's why it is green. We have seen in this picture algae is green. Why? Because chlorophyll is present. Algae can make their own food. Definitely, it is autotrophic. We know that all the plants can make their own food. It is non-vascular. Important. Why important? Because it may be asked in the examination that whether the vascular tissues are being present in algae or not. Second is body. What kind of a body is present in algae? So body is simple thalloid. Now first of all you should know what is the meaning of thalloid. Thalloid means a flat body which do not have roots, which do not have stems, which do not have the leaves. Okay, so a simple flat body which do not have the true stems, roots, and leaves. But the interesting fact is that though they do not have the true stems, leaves, and roots, they might have some of the organs which resembles stems, roots, and leaves, which we will be discussing later on. Okay, now talking about the habitat of algae, algae are mainly aquatic. I am talking about the term aquatic means that they may be found in both fresh water and marine water also. Vascular tissues are not present, which we have already done. Sex organs, they are not covered, okay, or they we can say that they are not jacketed. Okay, so it is also important. Sex organs. The sex organs of algae, they are not covered. Embryo is not formed in algae, and we have already done that algae is seedless. Algae is one of the example of cryptogam only, and the seeds are not formed. Okay, talking about ploidity. What is the ploidity? Said whether the life cycle is haploid or diploid, so that is ploidity. So algae have the haploid cycle. Okay, algae are haploid. Okay, major plant body of algae is haploid. Now note point, you all have to write in your notebook that the study of algae is known as phycology or algology. Okay, it may be asked in the competitive examination that what do we call the study of algae. So it may be phycology or it may be algology. Next topic is that body structure of algae. Now, the size of algae is highly variable, means that the algae may be microscopic, which to see we need a microscope, or it may be macroscopic also. Okay, algae can be unicellular also, algae can be multicellular also. Talking about unicellular algae, we have two examples, chlorella and chlamydomonas. Okay, So unicellular algae are chlorella and chlamydomonas. And talking about multicellular algae can be colonial, means that algae which always present in a group colonies. They are known as volvox. We have an example, that is volvox. Second is filamentous algae. Filamentous algae is what? Which have filaments. And we have two examples, Eulothrix and Spirogyra. And third is the massive marine forms. So these massive marine forms are very large, very large in size. An example, we have kelps. Okay, now talking about kelps, what is kelp is a brown algae. Kelp is what? Kelp is a brown algae. It is very large in size. As I've already told you, the size of kelps is very large, and they are parenchymatous, means that their body organs are made up of parenchyma like cells. Okay, now I have made one diagram over here for you all. Now I have already told you that the algae do not have the true stems, leaves and roots, but they might have the resembling structures. So in brown algae, that is a kelp, there are some leaf-like structures, and these leaf-like structures are known as fronds. Okay, fronds. They might have a stem-like structure also, and we call them stipe. And the part which attach the brown algae to the substratum or the ground, that is known as hold fast. That is known as hold fast. Okay, this diagram is clearly given to you in NCERT. Okay, so you must see it. Okay, now some of the pictures are present for you all. Can you see this picture? This is a volvox. Can you see that it is living in a group colonies? That is a volvox. It is a colonial algae. Second is Eulothrix. Can you see that Eulothrix have a filaments? These are what? These are filaments only. Okay, so this is filaments. This is Eulothrix. And the same way we have Spirogyra. Picture is not visible. Wait. Okay. So Spirogyra is like something this. What happened to the picture? Yeah. Now can you see this picture? Spirogyra. Can you see these ribbon-like structures? Can you see them? Can you see these ribbon-like structures? What they are? They are chloroplast. They are what? They are chloroplast. In Spirogyra, chloroplast are ribbon shaped. Okay, we must remember, it might come in examination, that what is the shape of chloroplast in Spirogyra. Okay, so you must know this. Now, Spirogyra is also known as pond silk or pond scum. Now, the cell wall of Spirogyra has a coverage of mucilage, which turns into scum in water. Okay, that's why Spirogyra is also known as pond scum or pond silk. Now, moving on to the question. This question has been asked in AIPMT, that is All India Pre-Medical Test. That is, the kelps are massive. Option A, flowering plant. Option B, amphibious plant. Option C, brown algae. Option D, plants with the naked seeds. I hope that this question is very much easier, and you can imagine the same type of questions are being asked in examinations since so long, but the students do not have a basic understanding. This is a very easy question, and still lot of people they are confused in this question. I don't know why. Kelps, I have already told you that it's a brown algae, so no doubt direct answer. Okay, it is not a flowering plant, it is not amphibious, it is not having a naked seeds. So the direct answer is brown algae. Okay, so moving on to, okay, so we have done today's task. So my request is to you to do the revision of whatever we have done till yet. I want you in the next class that you should not be like this, you should be like this, so that you must be encouraged, you must be boosted to gain and to acquire more and more knowledge. So in the end, I just would like to request you that if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, to like, and to press the bell icon to get more updates. Okay, so I hope that it's clear. Let's have a quick revision. Plants are chlorophyll bearing, photosynthetic, cell wall is present, multicellular. Scientists were confused how to study every plant. There were millions of plants, so they classified organisms into groups and subgroups so that it would be easier for them to study each and every plant. Then we have plants. We have divided them into two categories: cryptogams and phanerogams, based on the presence of seed or absence of seed. Cryptogams were further divided into Thallophyta, Bryophyta, and Pteridophyta. Phanerogams were further divided into gymnosperms and angiosperms, based on that whether the seeds are enclosed or whether the seeds are naked. Then we have done one of the question of NEET. Then we have done division Thallophyta. We have done the general characteristics of the algae. We have done body structure of algae, that algae size is highly variable. It may be microscopic or it may be macroscopic also. Okay, and I think I have not shown you one of the picture of brown algae. Wait. So can you see this picture? This is a kelp. It is a very large algae. Okay, it may grow up to 100 meters in the oceans, and you know that kelps are also known as ocean devils. Okay, ocean devils. Why ocean devils? Because since they are very large, they get stuck to ship rudders. Ship rudders. And ship rudders, they got stuck, and they stuck to the ship rudders, and they do not allow the ships to move further. So that's why they cause a huge problem for the sailors. Anna. So this is one of the demerit of algae, we can say, that due to the large size of algae, the sailors, they find it difficult to run the ships. So I hope that this video have been useful for you, and you might have got an interest in this chapter. And tomorrow I will be coming up with the next video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and press the bell icon. And note that I will be making further videos only when I will get a positive response from your side. So try to spread this video everywhere you can, and we will crack the NEET together. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Happy learning to you all.